Now, a few weeks ago, I spent time with a survivor of an acid attack, Memuna Malik, and today we're going to bring our viewers her story. I mean, it's a really sad, story of just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Every time I talk about acid attacks, it's usually personal. Someone you're in a relationship with and they're trying to control you. But her case was very unique. She just went to braid her hair, and the acid was actually meant for the hair braider.
Oh, Lord.
She just happened to open the door, and the girl, poured the acid on her, and it's changed her life completely because she was the breadwinner of her family. So we have two parts of that story. The first one is us going to her house, meeting her, finding out exactly what happened to her, and then the second part is us going with her to the hospital to see exactly what's wrong with her and the work that needs to be done.
Wow.
So we'll take a look at the first part where we went to Memuna Malik's house and then continue the conversation.
So when I opened the door, the other lady pushed the door and threw the acid.
Memuna Malik had aspirations of owning a salon one day. She always desired to help women look beautiful and feel very confident.
I went to learn hairdressing.
Okay. Despite growing up poor and having to care for her sick mother, Memuna believed that her family could rise out of poverty if she traveled out of the country.
Life was not easy at all because my mom too was sick. So I have to take care of my mom. We are two, but my sister, a whole lot. So I'm the one who is taking care of my mom. I wanted to open a big salon.
Okay.
Yeah, that is why I traveled to Saudi to find money and come back and open a salon.
Everything seemed to be going as planned until the unfortunate happened.
In the morning, I worked. I cleaned the house, I did everything. So my madam paid me. She gave me my money. So I called a driver. So I told my mother, I'm going, but I will come back 3 days' time. She said, okay. So when I was going, I told the driver, I will go back 3 days' time, so let me go and dress my hair. So when I get home, I will sleep. Tomorrow, I won't go to anywhere, so that 3 days' time, I can return to my workplace. So I went inside. It was a wig. So I said, I don't need this color, I want this color. We started braiding the hair. When we heard someone, so the girl said, Aisha, please, I heard someone was knocking the door. And he said, Memuna, please open the door for me. Because he was eating. And but the lady does not know that it was the lady who he has the agreement with. The lady thought it was somebody who is coming to also do braid her head. So when I opened the door, the other lady pushed the door and threw the acid.
Sorry.
That was my end. My eyes was like this. So the doctor said they can't. So we went to the general hospital. So they said, I don't have papers too. When we get there, the nurses said unless police come and read statements before they will treat me. So the police come and said, what happened? And I explained. I told them what happened. When I get to the hospital, I can't see. So the doctors came and said, the left eye, they said they have to close it. And I said, no problem. But this one, they can treat it. But this one, they have to close it. I said, no problem. So the next day, they closed this one. And they sent me inside theater and operate on this one.
After months of not seeing her face, Memuna finally could see herself in the mirror.
When I was the hospital, I started touching my face. So I did like this. I said, there's nothing here. I did like this, and that time I can't see. And I said, oh, then it is not bad. And so I look at myself in the mirror. crazy.
Being an illegal immigrant, Memuna did not qualify for further surgeries.
When the doctors told me, we have to discharge you, we can't operate on you, I said, okay. So when I got home, called my friend and said, they said they can't do anything about it again. So is that how I'm going to live? How am I going to start? Because I was not like this. How am I going to start? Where? What work will I do? How would people see me? And my friend said, God is in control.
Although she survived the attack, she had to deal with being ostracized by society.
The whole people talk to you, it will let you feel bad for you to do something bad to yourself. I wanted to kill myself. Children sees me, Kaka Motobi. Like, when someone sees me, Jesus, like, it's not easy. It's not easy. But when I think of my mom, I have to live and see what Allah have for me.
Memuna desires to get treated. Unfortunately, the lack of funds to pay for reconstructive surgery may render her permanently disfigured.
Now what I need is, if I will get a doctor, my nose is the important thing because I can't breathe. I have to open my mouth like this before I can. If I close my mouth like this, then I'm dying. I can't breathe, and the left eye, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially my chest. So I'm scared maybe I can get cancer or something because the breast is something else.
Since she is the breadwinner of her family, they do not know how to survive without her.
Inti dan me friend we say and I say who we na frɛ wo we hwan na betua me dan kana no. Ese mi su mi ni adwuma, mi ni kuno. Mi su se dan na meye.
Memuna strongly believes that once she undergoes reconstructive surgery, she will be able to work and support her family.
I can do anything, but I can't work with this face. People will not come. If I'm selling, if I have a supermarket, who will come? They can't send their children to that place because of my face. So now my focus is on the surgery. If I have the surgery, I can do anything because I'm not sick. It's only my face and my chest.
Memuna's mother pleads with us to help her daughter as she is the only hope of the family.
Kakra obia onfa mboa me na ontimi nsese me bayi ma me na ono nso ontimi nwura nnepam ese me ni ahonde me ni bia mbetimi ahwe ne ena abusia no mkura ebi ni ho nti Ghana fo Christian fo Muslim abusia bia ebe kana kuma bia onboa me na omuntimi mfa hwe me bayi ma me.
Wow, my goodness. Actually, I don't know how you sat through that interview. I don't know. It's truly unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think, I'm trying to picture myself as she was telling her story, how I'm just trying to imagine you're going about your day, very normal day. I'm going to get a haircut. You open the door, and suddenly I get this thing coming in my direction, and it changes my life forever. Yeah. There's nothing you can do right now that would bring her back to, what she was before. Yeah. Wow. Even the visuals are difficult to look at.
And that's the reality.
What was going through your mind as you sat there? I mean, I know you've worked on this story for quite a while, but as you sat there the first time with her, what was going through your mind?
I just thought she was so bold because she's my age mate. We're age mates, to travel out of the country in your early 20s to, want to get a better life for your mother. She has a 9-year-old daughter as well.
Okay.
And your daughter, and everything is going as planned. You have a job, you're saving up, and just this one day. And there's a longer version of it where she actually narrates when on their way to the hairdresser's house, the driver missed the spot multiple times. And she kept on saying, no, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
There was even a time when the driver brought her back to her house. And he said, no, take me to the hairdresser's place. I want to get my hair done.
Yeah.
So you go to get your hair done, and then this happens. And that's not even the worst part. After the incident happened, 3 hospitals turned her away because she was an illegal immigrant and she couldn't afford to pay for her health care by herself. So she now had to go to the police station to write a report before the hospitals, treated her.
Yeah.
And you can imagine acid on your face for almost 1 hour because you're an illegal immigrant. And then after they did the first treatment, she couldn't afford the rest. Even her plane ticket back to Ghana, someone had to help her pay for it so that she can come back home. And from her mom's side, your daughter is going abroad, everybody's child travels, they come back, build houses, do this. Your child is coming back home with an acid attack.
Yeah.
And she's the breadwinner of the family. What are you guys going to do? But what I love about Memuna is she's so fearless.
Yeah, she seems so bold and
as
so
I was
courageous.
sitting there with her, I'm like, if that had happened to me, I would just crawl under my bed and hide. I wouldn't even have the courage to share my story because she's not even received the right, psychological treatment that she needs. So having to revisit this incident over and over and over again and being your own advocate that I need to be healed because as it stands now, she can't breathe through her nose. So when she sleeps, she always has to wake up because she's breathing through her mouth. If she stops breathing through her mouth, she can die.
Can die, of course.
So after the report,
that's difficult, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The only thing she wanted when we first spoke to her was, I just want to know what exactly is wrong with me medically and what it would take for me to be able to breathe again, for me to be able to see properly, for my mouth to be properly fixed. So we took her to the reconstructive plastic surgery and burns unit at Kolebu. And Dr. Poko Arampoma, helped us find out exactly what was wrong with her. So I think we should take a look at our trip to Kolebu with Memuna. But as we're doing that, it's really...
I think viewers should share with us their thoughts and their feelings as they're watching this right now. The hashtag is Breakfast Daily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550 585832. All right. If you're outside the country and you're also watching, kindly prefix that with +233. A very difficult story to watch. Very difficult story.
And I mean, she's just 29. She has her whole life ahead of her. And sometimes, especially when it comes to survivors of acid attack, the kind of stigma they face alone will somehow allow that one incident define who they become for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.
She tells stories of her best friends coming to visit her, and they see her and they're like, hey, and a friend actually told her that, girl, no, she would have been better off killing you if you are going to look like this.
Wow.
And this is someone who cares about her and is coming from a good place. But then she's like, Jifa, when I'm home on my own, I look in the mirror and I ask myself, is it really that bad? Is it really that bad? Should I just die? Because what's the point of surviving this if children are going to make fun of me? What's the point of going through this that so many people will die from if I won't get a job? I'm a hairdresser. Who will sit down for me to do their hair anymore? There's nothing wrong with me. I can walk. My hands are functioning well. I can think. Just because of this wound on my face, I've been scarred for life. How am I going to take care of my 9-year-old daughter? I'm going to take care of my mom. And she just wants her life back. No,
but it takes us into the deeper conversation about who we are as a people, and what it is that we are our level of emotional intelligence, our ability to empathize and work with people in their difficult moments, you know, things that we don't necessarily understand. I'm not sure exactly what it is that, you know, we need to do as a society for people to start thinking correctly and thinking the right way, you know, because we should be encouraging her, we should be supporting her, we should be emotionally giving her backup, you know, so that she doesn't feel like she's all alone. But here's the case where, in her best expectations of humanity, she's being failed, you know, where her best friends are coming to her and they are treating her like they've never known her. You know, this scary caricature of life that they've never known her. But the real person is there. You know her. She's your friend. But because of a wound on her face, which is through no fault of hers, we now, you know, back off. And this thing where we don't reprimand children for mocking and for laughing, and we make children feel as if that's the normal thing to do, because when the children start to laugh, the adults join in and laugh along. And as for children, the initial reaction is instinctive, but when adults are there, why are the adults not correcting the children? Because then what happens is that they will grow up thinking this is normal. Anybody with a disability or a deformity in any shape or form should be mocked at, and that's just wrong. There's something wrong with that kind of thinking.
Yeah, and all Memuna wants now is to get her life back. She's 29. You know, she wants to own a salon. She wants to help people look their best, and I don't think that we should allow her give up on that dream because of this one incident. It could have happened to any one of us, and she's so fearless, she's so brave to even say, listen, I'm going to share my story. I want to be fixed, because as it stands now, as I mentioned earlier, she can't breathe through her nose. And if you've ever attempted to go for 10 minutes without breathing through your nose, you will see how difficult it is. Try sleeping tonight without breathing through your nose and see how you would have to wake up almost every 30 minutes because you have to be conscious of breathing through your mouth. One eye has been completely shut, and we don't know what's going to happen to the other eye because it's still not stable currently. Her mouth is this fish. Some of the acid fell on her chest. You know, she even shared a story about when she came back to Ghana at the airport, the little camera thing that's supposed to pick your face for the people there to know that you are the person in your passport. It couldn't pick her face because of the acid attack. So they now had to take her to a room, strip her naked to see that, okay, it is actually you. You know, and for any woman at all, and even a Muslim woman at that,
that's humiliating.
you know, having to go through this because of something that was still no fault of yours. And her mom was like, I was just talking to her 2 days ago, and I kept thinking, did she really need to get her hair done? What exactly was she trying to do that she went to do this that has happened? But the most important thing is she's alive. She survived. She didn't allow it, you know, beat her down or define who she became. She still wants to go ahead and be a mother to her daughter. She still wants to go ahead and help her mom, who already has a lot of illnesses that she needs help, and she wants to go on to achieve her dreams. All she's asking for is for all of us to do the little we can to help her get the surgery that she needs so that she can get her life back. And I think if we all contributed the little that we can afford, we can all be proud that in spite of this very terrible incident, when she needed us the most, we all got up and did the best we could to help her reclaim her life. There's
some messages coming from Facebook. I'll just read a few of them. Doris Osei says, wow, this is sad. Yes, it's sad indeed. Marison Carson says, so sad. Fifi Alonso says, #stop stigma. Abdul Rahim Oga says, very pathetic. Rejoice Ofori says, very bad. A couple more messages. Rejoice Ofori again is saying, oh, beautiful lady like that. Hey, so sad. Allah is with you. Why? And then Citi Aisha says, Subhan Allah, may Allah heal you. Thank you. Keep your messages coming through. Yeah. I don't know what to think and to say. It's just, it's difficult. Yeah. And I think that there's one side that is assisting her through her difficult time and making sure that she's able to live some kind of a semblance of a normal life. Yeah. But then I'm also very passionate about the whole other side of the conversation where how do we treat people, you know, who look different from us, who are going through difficulties, who have deformities or disabilities? How do we treat them as a people? You know, what is our instinctive reaction? For me, that's even more critical, you know, because sometimes you find people making jokes, and they're very comfortable making jokes about deformity, and I don't understand that. Yeah. You know, for me, that's difficult. Yeah, that's difficult for me, and I'm looking at her, and I wish I had all the money in the world. Just solve the problem, you know, as quickly as possible. But yeah, this is difficult.
We want to return to the hospital. We'll try and get you guys that report tomorrow. And the doctor said all hope is not lost. You know, she may not be able to get the full face back the way it was, but at least she'll be able to breathe through her nose again. She'll be able to, you know, the one eye that keeps going up and down will be able to be fixed. Okay. Her mouth will be able to work. They can get rid of the spots on her chest because that's also bothering her a lot. So all hope is not lost yet.
That's good.
You know, the team over there, Kolebu Reconstructive Plastic Surgery and Bridge Unit, really they are the best we have in the country and even in the region. Yeah. So all hope is not lost. But I think we should all take a cue from Memuna's experience to, one, know that anytime you see someone with any form of disability, it could have been you. It could have happened to you. Yeah. And if it had happened to you, how would you want people to react? I don't want to step in here tomorrow and Doji is afraid to look me in the eye because I look different. Because I'm still Jifa. It's just an acid attack that happened to me. And that really should be a footnote in the rest of the chapters that I'm going to write in the book of my life. Absolutely. That shouldn't be the one thing that would permit people to discriminate against me, to you know, and you know, let people decide to not hire me because there are companies out there who will go out their way to say, I'm going to employ this person because I know that it's through no fault of theirs. You know, and we need to get to a place in society where we say, we're going to protect this girl. Yeah. She's ours. You know, it's bad enough that Saudi Arabia, 3 hospitals turned her away. It's bad enough that she had to even leave this country because if her economic state here was any good, she wouldn't have left in the first place. At your early 20s, you shouldn't have to deal with the burden of caring for your mother and your daughter. You know, that shouldn't push you to go elsewhere to work as a help. You know, so we as a country have also failed her. We owe some responsibility to what happened to her, because if we had provided some sort of social services for young girls like her who had to drop out of school at the GHS level for her to get back on her feet, she wouldn't have ended up in Saudi Arabia. This wouldn't have happened. And she's come back now. She can still contribute a lot to this country. And we shouldn't allow her lose sight of those dreams and aspirations because this happened.
I think it's so important. I mean, the things you said, particularly the fact that we owe her a responsibility. And I don't know if the authorities feel what we're feeling here right now, but if you permit someone by dint of circumstance, the inability to financially and economically take care of themselves to go out of the country to seek that, capacity, then this happens to them because they've gone. The least that can happen is to say, listen, where is she? Let's pay her bills.
Yeah.
Let's get the best doctors to work on her. Let's pay her bills. Let's give her at least a certain semblance of normality. Yeah. We can't bring her back to pre-acid attack days, but at least give her something that she can live a reasonably normal life again. I think that's only fair to ask.
Because all she's asking, there are people in this world who will be on disability checks for the rest of their lives. She's not asking for that. She's not asking for handouts. She's saying, I still want to be able to work
and pay my own way through life.
I still want to pay my way through life.
Yeah.
I don't want to depend on anyone.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be a victim anymore. I'm a survivor. Help me get back on my feet. So to all of our viewers, not just policymakers, but if you are touched by her story and you want to help, this is her calling out to you to help her get back on her feet.
Yeah.